Arasvam papanam vikadema paraya tavate aho dinena charanam sitamidam. Jagannath ashtakam punyam yaha patet prayata shuchihi sarvapara Vishnu sati. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Namrat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, everyone. Namrat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Jai
Dandat
Srila
Pranam.
Prabhupada, thank you for joining. So Prabhuji, whenever you're ready, you can take over and we can have the second session of our Jagannath Yatra.
I'm going to share the screen. Can you see the PPT file?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, screen is there. So,
all right. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Itanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you, all devotees, for having this Jagannath Yatra session. I think Rath Yatra was just a few days ago in India. Last week, when we talked about Rath Yatra, we talked about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Lord Jagannath and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while taking darshan, saw the form of Lord Jagannath. He would see him in a Vrindavan form. He would not see him in a princely form. Aishwarya, not in the Aishwarya prince. And he taught us how to see Lord Jagannath. So that's what we learned. And then we also looked at how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu identified himself. So I'm hoping that the devotees, when we discussed last time how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took darshan of Lord Jagannath, hopefully our lens to see Lord Jagannath also changed, along with understanding of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to see Lord Jagannath. And this is not something we have to bring from outside. Everybody sees everyone based on their consciousness. Right? There's one sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto when Sri Krishna enters the arena of Kansa Maharaj. I love that sloka because it describes the wonderful beauty of Krishna and Balaram. After killing the elephant Kolyapid, they both take out a tusk, and they have the tusk on their shoulder. One's just holding tusk as if it's just a small straw, and they both walk into the arena of Kansa Maharaj, and so many people sitting. Everybody, Sukadeva Goswami says, saw Krishna and Balaram in a different form. Kansa saw them as death personified. The gopis, elderly gopis, saw them as their children. The gopas saw them as their children. Nanda Baba saw them as their own child. And the yadus saw them as their future kings. And the friends saw them in a different way. So everybody, based on their consciousness, they saw Krishna and Balaram according to the consciousness. We put that lens. Right? We always joke that, how do you have a horse eat dry straw? Is they put green glasses on him and he'll feel the grass is green. But that's not a joke, that is true, right? We also, amongst devotees, for example, we see each and every person, and forget devotees, even our family members, everybody. We see them based on our consciousness, based on our understanding of that person. And God forbid somebody comes and tells you a few things about that person. The next day, we see that person completely differently. Because it's like we have a canvas, and people come and they put different strokes on the canvas. And then those strokes become, the colorful glass from which, just now he was your best friend, and somebody will come and say, hey, he did this, he did that, he did this, he's like this, he said this about you. Even without verifying anything, right? Suddenly our lens changes color. And next day we see him, there is doubt. And then slowly, our way of seeing. What I'm trying to say is, changing how we see somebody is not foreign to us. We, as followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has to wear the glasses that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wears. That is the whole purpose of training, the whole purpose of following the Guru Parampara, the whole purpose of taking Diksha in some Parampara is to remove the previous glasses that we had and then bring a new set of lens in front of our eyes to see the world in that color. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is his mood? How did he see Lord Jagannath? How did he see Lord Jagannath? Naham vipro nacha narapatir napi vaishya na sudro naham varni nacha grihapatir na vanastha yatirva kintu prodhyam nikhila paramananda purnam rabdher gopi bhartuh pado kamaliyor das dasanu das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I do not see myself as a Brahman, as a sannyasi, as a very successful man, as a wealthy man, as karmi, jnani, yogi, sannyasi, nothing. I see my identity. I only see myself as Gopi Bhartu Padakamalyor Das Das Anudasa, the person who is serving the lotus feet of the husband of gopis. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of such person. That is what I am, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. And that is the lens Chaitanya Mahaprabhu puts on, right? Or he's teaching us to put on that lens, that consciousness. Prabhupada said the word Krishna consciousness. Consciousness means, how in computers and in phone and everything, they said there is a theme or there is a skin, right? And when you use that skin or the theme, the whole thing changes along with it. So similarly, the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gopi Bhartu Padakamalyor Das Das Anudas. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees himself as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of the husband of the gopis. Now, Gopi, who's the servant of a gopi? A servant of a gopi is another gopi. So, Das Das Anudas. If we read, there is a nice book, Gananodesh, see Chaitanya, Gananodesh Deepika, Krishna Gananodesh Deepika, in which they share who all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are in Krishna Lila. Who Sanatan Goswami, Rai Ramananda, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. Who they are in Krishna Lila. So we understand by reading that also that how they are Gopi Bhartu the Kamalyor Das Das Anudas. One thing hidden in this line is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing that his alliance towards Krishna. I mean, it's undisputed that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the servant of the servant of the servant of the Krishna. But what kind of Krishna? He's servant of the servant of the servant of a Krishna, who's the husband of gopis, not who's the husband of Rukmani or Subhadra, Satyabhama or any of the Patranis, nothing. Goddess of fortune, no, not Lakshmi Narayan. He's the servant of the servant of Gopi Bhartu, who's the servant, who's the husband of Gopi. Now, tell me one thing. If the wife is Gopi, the wife takes the title from the husband mostly. Seth, then Sethani, right? So in English, it doesn't work that way, when you speak. But in Hindi, it's Seth hai to Sethani hai. Then, even they say if there is a knocker, there is a knockerani, right? So the Striling version adopts, this is very subtle. The Striling or the feminine noun adopts from the male noun. So Gopi, if the wife of Krishna is called Gopi, then who is Krishna? He is Gopa. Right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipping Krishna, who's Gopa, who's the son of Nanda Baba. Not Krishna, who's son of Vasudeva, and not Krishna, who's Rajkumar, and not Krishna, who is the king of Yadavas. He is worshipping his servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, who is Gopa. And therefore, there is a very nice book called Pratna and by Narottam Das Thakur, and one of the acharyas wrote very nice commentary in the Pratna, because Narottam Das Thakur makes a lot of Lalasmai Pratna, where he expresses his desire to serve Krishna and Srimati Radharani and Vrindavan in a certain way. In the commentary, one of the acharyas write that because Krishna is a Gopa, automatically he is inclined towards gopis. Automatically he is inclined towards gopis. And therefore, whoever worships Radha and Krishna in the mood of Vrindavan, they automatically also yearn to become a gopa or a gopi. Because if you are somebody else, there is no way you will not live there, right? You will not live there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees Jagannath as Gopi Bhartu. He sees Gopi Bhartu. And there is I'm going to keep this topic open, and at the end we'll connect this topic again as to how we look at Jagannath and how can we make that practical, how we practically look at Jagannath in that way. There is one set of prayers, I think it was being played when I joined. It's called Jagannath Astakam. Jagannath Astakam is written by Sri Sankaracharya. And it's a very funny story. When Sankaracharya came to Jagannath Puri, he saw that the Pandas and the Sabaras and everybody, they were just serving Jagannath the way they wanted. And every temple has a guidebook how to serve the owner of or the deity in the temple, the main deity. So Sankaracharya thought that maybe this is not good. Jagannath is being served the way they want. There is no scriptural injunctions, nothing. Let me put Archa Paddhati in here, right? How to, like Srila Prabhupada introduced in ISKCON, Archa Paddhati based on Naradiya Pancharatra. Our Archa Paddhati in ISKCON, the way we serve Krishna in the deity form. Srila Prabhupada could have taken shelter of any. There are many scriptures which show how to serve Lord Krishna in the deity, appearing in deity form. But Srila Prabhupada chose Naradiya Pancharatra to teach us how to do Archa Paddhati. Because Narad Muni is one of the guru in Bhakti, Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. That's why Srila Prabhupada tried translating Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. Unfortunately, he was not able to finish. But Naradiya Bhakti Sutra, Narad Muni is our Acharya. The Prabhupada used to sing this song very fondly, Narad Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana Name. There is a playlist called Ananda Bhajan. And it's all Prabhupada's sitting in the room, just harmonium playing bhajan. Very nice recordings. Try to listen. It's on Spotify. Nitai Gaurachandra, every time the servant has an opportunity to serve them, they listen to Srila Prabhupada singing from this album. So Sankaracharya thought I should put some kind of Archa Seva Paddhati. So he started writing all this thing. So Jagannath thought that this Sankaracharya is going to disturb the mood of my worship. I love the way these Sabaras worship me. It's very sweet. I don't worry whether a Brahman worships me or this, but I'm very happy the way. So he tried pursuing Sankaracharya, but Sankaracharya said, no, I need to establish. I need to make sure, Jagannath, you're taken very well, you're taken care of very well. Years to come, you will be taken very well care of. That's why I'm trying to put this Archa Paddhati. Finally, Jagannath thought the Sankaracharya ji is not going to listen. One night, Sankaracharya ji was sleeping, and he picked up Sankaracharya ji and transformed him back many miles away from Jagannath Puri. Sankaracharya ji understood that he did not want me to change the Archa Paddhati. But that Sankaracharya wrote this Jagannath Astak. And look at the mood of Sankaracharya, how much it is aligning. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kadachit Kalindi Tata Vipina Sangita Karavo, Mudabhiri Nari Vadana Kamala Swada Madhupaha, Rama Sambhu Brahma Amarapati Ganesha Charita Pado Jagannath Swami Nayanapatagami Bhautume. I desire or I yearn to see that Jagannath, Nayana Pathagami, Nayana Path, in the path of my eyes. I want to see Jagannath Swami. Meaning Jagannath should always stay in front of my eyes. What is the form of the Jagannath here? Kadachita Kalinda Tata, on the banks of Kalinda, Vipina, on the banks where there is nice forest and gardens. Sangita Karavo. He's making music by his flute. Sangita Karavo. And what is he doing? Muda Bhiri Nari Vadana. And all the gopis who are surrounding him, Muda means very happy, eager to serve Krishna. Muda Bhiri Nari. Or Krishna is very eagerly looking at the beauty of all the gopis. Muda Bhiri Nari Vadana. Vadana means the beauty of the gopis. Kamala Swada Madhupaha. He's while playing the flute, he is seeing the beauty of Srimati Radharani, Lalita Visakha. He's seeing all the gopis. How? Just like Muda, I mean like greedy. Kamala Swada Madhupa. Just like a Madhupa, a Brahmar, or a bumblebee, is greedy to, take nectar from the lotus or the flower. Have you seen a bee on a flower? It just goes, it stays there for a long, then seed takes, and then again goes, then go next, and then so like that. Mudabhiri Nari Vadana Kamala Swada Madhupa. And who is this Krishna who is engrossed in watching these gopis on the banks of Yamuna? Rama Sambhu Brahma Amarapati. Mother Lakshmi, Lord Shiva, Brahma, Amarapati means Indra. Amara is all the devatas. Indra, Ganesha Charitapado, and Lord Ganesh, everybody is singing his glories. That Jagannath Swami always remain the object of my vision. Is this the Jagannath that we see in Jagannath Puri? Very different. Now, Sankaracharya is saying, what is Jagannath? Describing Jagannath. Bhuje Savya Venu. In his one hand, he has Venu. Have you seen Jagannath? Go check Jagannath on the altar. He has a chakra and a sankha. Bhuje Savya Venu. Sirasi Sikhi Picham. Krishna never wore peacock feather after he left Vrindavan. Because peacock feather, garibi ki pehchan hai. Wo utha liya, pehen liya. He wears it. In the kingdom, they want to put big crowns and big gems on it. If Krishna brings a feather to put on, they say, no, this feather has no value, don't put. Bhuje Savya Venum Sirasi Sikhi Picham Koti Tate. And he's wearing pitambar. In Vrindavan, we wears always, Mother Yasoda has all pitambar. In everywhere else, he wears some silken colored robes, but Vrindavan, pitambara. Dukulam netrante sahachara kataksam vidadote. And by karuna my eyes, Dukulam, by both his eyes full of karuna, netrante sahachara kataksam vidadote. And he's making glances and ishara. He's dancing his eyes and telling things from his eyes. Sada Srimad Vrindavana Vasati Lila Parichayo. And one who resides always in Srimad Vrindavan and enacts continuous pastimes in Vrindavan, that Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, always remain the object of my vision. This is how we see Lord Jagannath. Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamaliyo Radas Dasanudas. This is how we see. Maham Bodhes Tire. Kanakaruchi, the same Jagannath now is Mahambodhes Tire. Mahambut on a big ocean's bank. Kanakaruchire Nilasikare. He's staying in Nilasikar in Golden Throne, and he's describing that he's sitting Vasan Prasadanta Sahaja Balabhadrena Balina. Subhadra Madhyastha, he's sitting with Lord Balram. Subhadra is sitting in the middle. Sakala Sura Seva Sarado. And he's being served by Ananta Devatas. That Jagannath Swami, I'm looking at you, Nana Patagami Bhutame. But I know who you are. You are Krishna from Vrindavan. You're Gopa. You're dressed as a king, but I know who you are. That was the pratana of Sankaracharya. So can we understand what was the realization of Sankaracharya? And that the same realization is there. Actually, if you read some books, it is said that Sankaracharya desired to see Chaitanya Lila, and therefore he was sent to Navadvip, and he was able to take darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And because of the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sankaracharya's vision to see Lord Jagannath is such. So all wonderful books written by our acharyas. The last two stanza of the Jagannath Astakam is what we ask of Lord Jagannath in Rath Yatra. What we ask of Lord Jagannath. And this should be our prayer to Lord Jagannath as we serve him in the Rath Yatra. Navayache rajyam nacha kanaka manikya vibhavam navayache aham ramyam sakala jana kamyam baravadhum sada kale kale pramatta patina gita charito Jagannath Swami nan padgami bhavtume. I don't want navayache rajyam. I don't want big kingdoms. I don't want a lot of assets. Wealth, nacha kanaka manikya vibhavam. I don't want pearls, gold, nothing. No vaibhav. Nayache aham ramyam sakala jana kamyam baravadhum. I don't want this, lot of followers, nice, beautiful association of nice, beautiful women. Nothing. I don't want anything. I don't want a lot of aham ramyam, meaning I can enjoy this material world. I don't want this. What I want, first two lines, Shankaracharya is teaching us what we should ask. I don't want. Navayache rajya, meaning if this is coming and it is going to become a big impediment in your bhakti, I don't want it. I don't want it. So on all the three lines, we are praying what we want. But first two lines, we are praying by saying, I don't want this. And in the third line, we are praying Sada Kale Kale Pramatha Patina Gita Charito. I want to continuously sing your glories, Lord Jagannath. Chant your holy name, sing your glories. We have to examine ourselves. It takes a lot of guts to make this prayer. A lot of guts. We are saying, do not give me wealth. Do not give me this. Do not give me that. Do not give me worldly possessions. Do not give me material possessions. And Lord Jagannath is Kalpa Vriksha. Is Kalpa Vriksha. If we go in front of him and we ask, he gives. Lord Jagannath is Kalpa Vriksha. So we sing just for the sake of singing. But are we really praying? When we pray, when we sing Jagannath Astakam and when we come to the last two stanzas, we make this prayer to Lord Jagannath. That please, let me chant your holy name all the time. And then, Haratvam Sansaram. Shankaracharya is not yet satisfied. So he's reinforcing again to Lord Jagannath. Sad dhol nagara bajra thik se suna nahi. So he's again Haratvam Sansaram. You take away this material world from me. Haratvam Sansaram. Dura taram asaram. It's very hard to, swim through this ocean. Hara, you make me cross this. Take it away. And all the pious, impious activities, everything you take away. Surapata, you're the Lord of all the devatas. You can do that. Haratvam papannam. Vitatim yadaram. Aparam. Vyadavapati. Take away all my good, bad, sinful, pious, all reaction. You take. Aho dinanate nihita charano nischitam idam. I just want to serve your lotus feet. Just keep me in your nihito. Nihito means without desire of my own welfare, I want to sit in your lotus feet. Nischitam idam. Nischit means nishchit. My chit means consciousness. My consciousness does not go anywhere. Another loose translation of nischit is for sure. If you say, will you do this for me? Just be nischit. I will do it for you, we say. Nischit raho, main kar dunga. Nischit ka matlab hai, do not bother your consciousness by thinking I will do it or I will not do it. Just keep your consciousness from that I will do it. That is called nischit. Nischitam idam. Please keep me with one pointed attention at your lotus feet. Jagannath Swami, nan padgami bhavtu. We'll quickly go through some of the main activities that happens during the Jagannath Rath Yatra. There is Snan Yatra, there is Gundicha Marjan, there is Rath Yatra, and then there is Hera Panchami festival. Snan Yatra we are having this Sunday, I think, in temple, and then comes, so Snan Yatra is where Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, they are bathed. They go out in the public, and there is Abhishekam on Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And it is said that Jagannath wants to go to Vrindavan using Rath Yatra as a bahana. I don't know what is it calling this, as a reason. So in order to please Lakshmi Devi that she gives him permission, he organizes this festival of Snan Yatra. And taking the pretense of Snan Yatra, I say, oh my God, now I'm sick, so I don't want to give audience to anybody. I'll just stay with you, Lakshmi ji, and you just take care of me. And you just, can you imagine Jagannath's yearning to go to Vrindavan? That Jagannath who is used to eating chappan bhoga many times a day. That Jagannath, it is said that his fingers are always wet by the food. They never become dry. He's continuously eating. If you look at Jagannath Puri, continuous offerings are being there. That Jagannath, for 14 days, poor guy, just eats khichdi and very simple thing. Why? Because he wants to go to Vrindavan to see the gopis and the gopas and everybody. So this is what he accepts. There's a child, it happened to me also many times. If I want to, go to some trip or go to a movie or something, my mama says, eat this. And if you behave properly for next 7 days, then we'll think about it. She doesn't even commit. She'll say, we'll think about it. And, suddenly Prashant becomes just a nice boy. He'll eat whatever you cook. Similarly, Lord Jagannath. All these feelings that Krishna has, they are not foreign to us. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We have also gone through that. Our problem is our feelings are tinged with thought of only our happiness, while Krishna's feelings are tinged with thought of his devotees' happiness. His own desire for happiness is not existing. His happiness is derived from our happiness, from his devotees. Whereas our happiness is derived from our happiness. If somebody else is happy, we become more miserable. So that is our situation. It is like a sick situation. So this is Jagannath. And then after the Snan Yatra, the darshan that Jagannath gives to the public is in Hathi Vesha. This is Hathi Vesha. So there is this Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra in Rajapur. There is a small village nearby in Navadvip, nearby Mayapur. A wonderful story, wonderful history. You can Google Jagannath of Rajapur and you can read about this Jagannath. This temple is now being served by ISKCON. And but what happens is there are two things, right? When Jagannath, his painting gets disturbed, his all decor. So when he wants to give darshan, right, the decor is disturbed, so he's feeling a little shy. So they put this Hathi Vesha. So why Hathi Vesha? They say that once the king of Puri had an audience of a poet, and the poet was a Ganesh Bhakta. And the poet really made the king very happy by singing nice glorification of the king in Sanskrit. So the king was very happy. So king said, why don't you come and see Lord Jagannath? And he says, sorry, I am Ganapati Bhakta. I have nothing to do with Jagannath. I just came here for Puraskar, for some gift from him. So the king felt that he should become devotee of Lord Jagannath. So king said, it's my order, you have to go see Lord Jagannath, take darshan. So even though he did not want to, he went to take darshan. But Lord Jagannath, in order to fulfill the desire of the king, appeared in the form of Lord Ganesh in front of that devotee. So therefore, this Hathi Vesha is put on for Lord Jagannath. Then one of the festivals that happens is Gundicha Mandir. This is the Gundicha temple. The Rath Yatra from Jagannath Puri temple in Nilachal comes to Sundarachal in Gundicha temple. This is Gundicha temple. Unfortunately, I have never been to Mayapur. I've never been to Jagannath Puri, never been to Gundicha, I think. And, Unfortunately, it's your bad fortune that you have to hear about all these things from a person who has never been there. So I've never physically seen Gundicha temple, but I've seen it in the picture. So this is Gundicha temple. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, King Prataprudra used to clean Gundicha temple because Jagannath ji from Jagannath temple will go into the Gundicha temple and stay there for a few days. So Gundicha temple was thoroughly cleaned for Jagannath to stay there for a few days. And then Jagannath ji comes back in a procession to Jagannath temple. And then he again starts giving darshan in Jagannath temple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was in Jagannath Puri, he saw that the king's servants are cleaning, but they are just cleaning for the sake of cleaning because they get wages. They don't put their heart in cleaning the Gundicha temple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started organizing a festival to clean Gundicha temples. He would take all his associates and he would work with his associates once a year before Jagannath Rath Yatra to clean Gundicha temples. You can see how all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are cleaning. And they all collect heaps of stones and pebbles and straws and dust. And then they compare whose Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come and examine whose heap of dust is bigger. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will become very happy. There's a very nice pastime. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is done washing the temple, he's outside and devotees are washing his feet, and one devotee comes and he drinks directly the Charanamrita from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have talked about that pastimes many times and how that person got the good fortune of drinking. We can see how Jagannath Puri, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is cleaning the altar with all his devotees and so on. So Gundicha immersion, devotees talk about it especially as it's a very significant process that happens before Rath Yatra. It is also compared to cleaning our heart, right? And why we have to clean our heart? Because we are Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. Our dharma is to serve Krishna all the time. But we have collected a lot of dirt in our heart. Why have we collected a lot of dirt in our heart? The definition of bhakti is anya abhilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anabhritam anukulyena krishnanussilnam bhakti ruchyate. Anya abhilasita sunyam. If we serve without any other desire, first condition, anya abhilasita sunyam. But normally we see that most of the living entities are serving with not anya abhilasita, just abhilasa for myself, and everything connected to me. Everything we do is with a desire to benefit me and everything that is associated with me. So we don't have anya abhilasita shunya. We are always full of abhilasa for ourselves and for people connected to us. Second, jnana karmadi anabhrita. When we do these activities, which is tainted by our own desire for happiness, all those activities become karma, satkarma or vikarma, or what is it called? Duskarma or vikarma. And they all have good or bad fruit. When those things accumulate, that starts the dust or dirt accumulation in the heart. And then somehow we come on the path of devotional service, then jnana karma dhyanamritam. We acquire some knowledge and we think we are very knowledgeable. We do some service and we think we are doing something really, really great. Nobody is as good as us. We start seeing faults in others. That increases the heap of dirt in our heart. Jnana karma dhyanamritam. What should actually happen? Anukulyena krishnanussilnam. One has to do whatever is Krishna's desire and what Krishna wants. But because we don't do that, we work in an opposite way. Therefore, the dirt is gathered. Therefore, in order to clean the dirt, cheto darpan marjanam, We have to keep chanting and keep cleaning our heart. Especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching before seeing Lord Jagannath, before receiving Lord Jagannath and asking him to sit on our heart, because Jagannath is the happiest on Rath Yatra. Happiest. You know why? Because he's going to Vrindavan. He's the happiest person on Rath Yatra. Maybe the unhappiest person might be the temple president, because they have gone crazy by the time the Rath Yatra comes, planning for the Rath Yatra. But Jagannath is the happiest person. If somebody is happy at that time, you pray, things work out. Things work out. So, before receiving Lord Jagannath on the Rath Yatra day, we have to especially clean up our heart. Clean up. Remove big pebbles, straw, rocks, etc., etc. This is like Kam, Krodh, Dam, Lobh, Moh, Irsa, Rag, Dves. We a whole year we prepare for Jagannath Rath Yatra by removing. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to instruct his disciples and his group that now, once we have removed the big items, now let's start looking at the crack and remove the dust from the cracks, the small pebbles, the small, so we see there are some persistent dog. What is the dog? Dog is like some marking. Remove, ghiso, remove it. What are they? The small pebbles, the small dust particles in the cracks of our heart. Kutinati, duplicity. Showing what we are not. Kutinati. We just pray in front of Krishna. Krishna, I am nothing. I'm your servant. I have no qualification. I'm totally useless. Please accept me. And as soon as we make that prayer and we come out and somebody says, hey, useless Prabhu, we become very angry. Why do you call me useless? Prabhu, you just told Krishna you're useless. So that's why I was just affirming that you're useless, Prabhu. And then we say, oh, I'm so fallen. I'm always, I have so much greed. I have this, I have that. And then somebody calls us and says, hey, greedy Prabhu, we get angry. That is the duplicity we have. Kutinati. We have desire for pratishtha. Pratishtha. We do himsa, not butchering himsa, by our words, by our activity, by ignoring somebody also we do himsa. We break somebody. We design our behavior in such a way that the other person should feel hurt. That is himsa. When the other person feels hurt, his or her mind moves away from chanting of the japa nicely. So now who's responsible for that? That person was going to chant his japa nicely, but we induced something, we ignored or we said something or we did something. Now that person's mind is agitated. Of course, it is that person's fault also, but we are also becoming a stimulant, a catalyst for that to happen. We want puja, adoration from others. Knowingly or unknowingly, we want labha. We want some benefit of becoming a devotee. I remember by Prabhupada's mercy, we've been preaching for some time. We see so many devotees, they come and they join. And sometimes they just leave. And when we ask them, why you leave? We say, oh, this thing happened in my life that is wrong. I was a devotee. This should not happen to me. There is nothing, nowhere written anywhere that once you become devotee, there's always benefit to you. Once we become devotee, till the cloth is being worn by somebody, the cloth is in a very happy situation. As soon as the cloth is given for cleaning, the cloth goes through some real bad time. So when we surrender to Krishna and say, Krishna, I am yours, Krishna says, okay, this is like, I know a lot of Prabhujis don't do, but Matajis do that. They give each other sari to wear. They wear my sari, wear my clothes. Even as friends, we used to take other people's clothes. But if that cloth is a lot of pasina and all this thing in it, we clean it before we wear, right? We cannot use it as it is. So similarly, when we surrender ourselves to Krishna, Krishna says, okay, I'll take you, Baba, but I accept you as you are. But I also have to slowly clean you because I need you to stay with me. So when Krishna starts cleaning, there is dhoka and there is everything, like heating. So there is no labha. But that is the real love where Krishna is cleaning us. But we look for material love. We think, so all these small things should come out. The whole year when we chant Hare Krishna, we are preparing ourselves for the Rath Yatra day where we can stand in front of Lord Jagannath, the happiest day of Lord Jagannath, and we say, Haratam Sansaram, Durataram Asaram, Surapate, Aho Dinanate, Nikhila Charano Nischitam Idam Jagannath Swami, Athwa, we say, Sada Kale Kale Pramatta Patina Gita Charito, Jagannath Swami and Padgami. Then comes the Hera Panchami festival. So, Hera Panchami festival, we don't hear so much about it, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified Hera Panchami festival very much. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, after seeing Jagannath Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to see or watch the Hera Panchami festival. So what happens is Lakshmi ji, Rath Yatra happens, Lord Jagannath goes to Gundicha temple. It's been 5 days and he doesn't come back. Why would he come back? He's in Vrindavan. Right? So Lakshmi ji is now, getting Haran Pareshan too much. So she started searching for Krishna. It's called Herati. Herati means to search. So when she starts searching on the 5th day, it is called Hera Panchami. And finally, she finds out from her servants that Krishna is living in Gundicha. So she takes an army with her of her maid servants who are equipped and very nicely dressed. Very Aishwaryamai, like crowns and jewelry and nicely dressed, a lot of weapons. And they take big drums and they are beating the drums loudly and they are big procession. Lakshmi ji comes to the Gundicha temple and she summons Lord Jagannath to come out. Lord Jagannath now is really worried about Lakshmi ji's anger. He never comes out. He says, let me just hide. He sends Lakshmi ji captures his servants, Jagannath's servants in Gundicha temple. And this is enacted every year. They tie them down. And they are, beating drums and everything, and they tie them down and they say, ask your master to come back within so many days. Otherwise, aapki khair nahi, or something like that. It will not end nicely. And then Lord Jagannath really gets worried about Lakshmi ji, and he comes back to Jagannath temple. So this is the Hera Panchami festival. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is relishing this Hera Panchami festival. I was thinking we can go through the pastime here a little bit, but I think we are running out of time. But in Nilachala, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his devotees. Dekhite Utkanta Hera Panchmira Range. He wanted to see Hera Panchami festival. Range means relishing it. And Kashi Misra ji, remember Kashi Misra? We talked about him last time. His place is Gambhira Dham, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lives after South India Yatra. So Kashi Misra ji arranges nicely for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to sit at such a proper position that he can observe the whole Hera Panchami festival. Rasa Visese Prabhura Sunite Mana Haila Isad Hasiya Prabhu Swarupa Puchila. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy on the occasion of Hera Panchami festival. He's asking Sarup Damodar Goswami, Yadyapi Jagannath Karena Dwarkaya Vihara. Hey Sarup Damodar, tell me, Jagannath normally lives in Dwarika. Yadyapi Jagannath Karena Dwarkaya Vihara. He roams around in Dwarka. Sahaja Prakata Kare Parama Udara. Sahaja Prakata Kare Parama Udara. And he is enjoying that nicely. And he is having so many pastimes over there with his patranis, with his queens and so on, with his friends, family. Tathapi Vatsara Madhye Haya Ekabara Vrindavana Dekhite Tanra Utkanta Apara. But then I don't know what happens once every year. Vatsara Madhye Haya Ekabara. Once this happens, Jarur, every year, Vrindavana Dekhite Tanra Utkanta Apara. Suddenly the desire to go back to Vrindavan starts forming in Krishna. What happens? Why? Why does that happen? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Vrindavana sama ei upavana gana. Look at Gundicha temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. This Gundicha temple is none other than Vrindavan. Just like Vrindavan. Vrindavan sama ei upavana gana. Just like Vrindavan. There is so many gardens in here. Taha dekhi bare udkantita hai amana. Therefore, Jagannath wants to come here, to relish Vrindavan in Gundicha temple. Bahira haite kare rathayatra chala. Chala means duplicity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu outwardly pretends that he wants to do Rath Yatra. This is the inner meaning of Rath Yatra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from outside, Bahaire ahite haite kare Rath Yatra chala, Sundara chala, Yaya Prabhu chhadi nila chala. Really, he wants to leave Nilachal, he wants to come to Sundarachala. Means he wants to leave Jagannath Puri, Dwarika, he wants to come to Vrindavan. That is his inner desire, and that is the inner meaning of Rath Yatra. That Sri Krishna is desiring to go to Vrindavan. Nana puspo diyane tatha khele ratri dine. In Vrindavan, there are many forest bowers, and he has pastimes day and night continuously. Lakshmi Devi re sange nahi laya ki karan? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now saying, so why doesn't he bring Lakshmi Devi with him? Why is he not bringing Lakshmi Devi? Why is he coming alone? Sarup Damodar is saying, Suna Prabhu Karana Ihara, Vrindavana Kridate Lakshmira Nahi Adhikara. So he's saying, why is from Dwarika Krishna can come to Vrindavan, bring Rukmini, Satyabhama, everybody. Why is he not doing that? Why does he come with Chala? By making some other reason, he comes quietly to Vrindavan. Why? Sarup Damodar says, Suna Prabhu Karana Ihara. Vrindavana Kridate Lakshmira Nahi Adhikara. In Vrindavan pastimes, Lakshmi Devi has no adhikar, has no place. Aishwarya, opulence, has no place in Vrindavan. Krishna is a Gopa. Krishna is a Gopa. When we dress Radha Sharad Bihari, when we dress Krishna, because there are so many devotees, they are taking darshan, they do not understand. I mean, especially the outside visitors and so on, right? Sometimes they are dressed in a very, like a king, but they are very happy when they are dressed as Gopas and Gopis. Simple dressing. Sometimes they become very happy internally and they dress, Radharani dresses Krishna and Krishna dresses Radharani. And then this manifests, this nice sringar. But that is the bhav, a devotee or the person who's dressing Radha Sharad Bihari should. That is the bhav one should. Vrindavana Lilaya Krishnera Sahaya Gopigana. In Vrindavana, in order for Krishna to enjoy, he cannot enjoy alone. Sahaya Gopi Gana. The gopis Gana, the groups of gopi they help. Gopi Gana Vina Krishnera Harite Naremana. Without gopis, nobody can attract the mind of Krishna. That is why the supreme personality of Godhead, one who attracts everybody. Krishna is the name. Harati iti Krishna. But his mind is attracted by Gopi Gana, Madana Mohana Mohini. One who mohits Madana is being mohit by Radharani. Madan Mohan Mohin. So Gopi Gana Vina Krishnera Harite Nare Mana. Nobody can attract Krishna's mind. Prabhu kahe yatra chale Krishnera Gamana Subhadra Ara Baladeva Sange Durijana. Gopi Sange Yata Lila Haya Upavane Niguda Krishnera Bhava Keha Nahi Jane. He says Krishna makes this chala of going out with Baldev and Subhadra. Baldev Subhadra stays with Nanda Baba, Yasoda Mai, and Krishna then goes and enjoys in the forest and meets the gopis. Then Lord Balram also goes and he meets his friends and the gopis and so on. And Subhadra stays there with Maya Yasoda and Baba Nanda Baba. This we have to understand about Rath Yatra. I wanted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then there is a nice conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarup Damodara. I don't think this kind of arrangement where, they are very like confidential topics of, Radharani's nature and so on, right? They both discuss. Then They talk about Vrindavan's beauty and so on. So I will skip all the slok and just use one slok which describes Sreya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusa Kalpatarvo Dhruma Bhumis Chintamani Gana Mai Toyam Amritam Katha Ganam Natyam Gavanam Api Vamsi Priya Sakhi Chidanandam Jyotihi Param Api Tad Aswadyam Apicha Sriya Kanta Kanta. The gopis are considered as the topmost Lakshmiji. Topmost Lakshmiji. And their Kanta, the one who loves them, is Parama Purusha, is Param Purusha Krishna. And he's like Kalpa Taravo, he's like a Kalpa Vriksha. Dhruma Bhumis Chintamani, and the earth is like Chintamani. Each and every particle of that Vrindavan is Chintamani. Ganamai Toyam Amritam, and the water of Yamuta is like Amrit. Each and every trees are like Kalpavriksha. Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanam, and in Vrindavan continuously there is glorification of Krishna, singing about Krishna, enacting pastimes of Krishna, Gamanam, roaming around with Krishna, Api Vamsi Priya Sakhi, and Krishna, Priya Sakhi, Priya friend, Vamsi is always with Krishna, is constantly playing Venu. Chidananda Jyoti, Krishna, who is the source of all effulgence in this whole creation. Chida Ananda Jyoti, Param Apitad Aswadyam Apicha. This is what he enjoys in Vrindavan. The companionship of the gopis. Because of the companionship of the gopis, Vrindavan becomes so happy that each and every tree becomes Kalpavriksha. Each and every particle becomes Chintamani. The water of Jamuna becomes Amrita. And continuously the time is passed by singing, dancing, enacting pastimes of Krishna. And Krishna is continuously playing Venu, his Priya Sakhi. He never lets Venu away from him, even for a second. And this is all nicely described in Venu Gita. That Krishna, who is the effulgence of this whole creation, tastes this nectar with the gopi in Vrindavan. So we are going to end. I just want to touch on one very important thing. Again, we'll talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's vision, how he sees and what he considers himself, Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalyor Das Das Das. He sees himself as the servant of the servant of the servant of the husband of gopis. In Krishna consciousness, Sambandha, relationship is the most important thing. If we do a lot of sadhan, lot of things we do, but if we do not have Sambandha, if we don't have relationship with Krishna, all the activities we do has no. But if we only have Sambandha, then each and every activity has a value. I'll give you a small example of the might or the strength of Sambandha. Most of us at least spend 8 to 10 hours working every day. 8 to 10, easy. Who work from home? People who go to work, they might be spending 11, 12 hours sometimes driving, going to work. They hardly meet their parents. They hardly spend time with their children, with their wife, with their husband. But the connection they have with their children, the connection they have with their parents, with their wife, with their husband. If the child is just a little bit sick, there is a little bit unhappiness on the face of the child. We continuously worry. Why? Because we have sambandha with that person. We are not doing a lot of activity for them so much. We're spending all our karma is being done at work. We don't have that much sambandh at work. Therefore, we have no connection. Right? But little bit up and down in the family with the person with whom we have relationship, that will disturb us unlimitedly because we feel there is a sambandh. We have accepted a sambandh. As soon as we accept or form a sambandh with somebody, Even we come and live in US, as soon as you accept the sambandh of being a citizen of US, suddenly so many benefits just come towards us. So many. So sambandh is very much necessary. How we see Krishna is extremely important in progress in Krishna consciousness. We see Krishna as Gopi Bhartu, and what is my sambandh with them? Raghunath Das Goswami writes in his Manah Siksha towards the end that I have no interest in Krishna. I only like Krishna because he is very dear to Srimati Radha. Sri Lalita Sakhi is Radharani's heart, and therefore I am her servant. Lalita and Vishakha. So he is seeing himself. What is his sambandh? Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalyor Dasa Dasano Dasa. He is the servant of the servant of the servant of the husband of the gopis. We have to see Jagannath keeping that relationship in mind. We have to see Krishna, Radha Sharat Bihari, Nitai Gaurachandra in the temple, in our home. We have to start seeing with that sambandh. Very simple example, when an arranged marriage happens, girl comes to live with her husband, everybody starts seeing her as their, Putravadhu, daughter-in-law. She also starts seeing her husband, her father-in-law. I mean, in English we call in-law and so on, but in Indian language they just call Mata, Pita, right? And they slowly they see that way. First, they start seeing that way. Once they see that way, the relationship develops. When they see and the sambandh is established, we will always do whatever is beneficial. We always do whatever is beneficial. The kids that we had no previous exposure to them about their qualities, nothing. The day they got born, somebody said, "This is your child." Suddenly, the sambandh is there. Now we start worrying about that person. Sambandh, how we see, is extremely important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us how we see Lord Jagannath. Every time we see Jagannath, we should be seeing Gopir Bhartuhu. Every time we see Baldev, we should see the son of Nanda Baba and Maya Yasoda, who was living in Vrindavan. If that is way we start seeing Jagannath as Gopi Bhartu, that is how we present ourselves to Jagannath as Gopir Bhartu. That is how we present ourselves to all other devotees, that I am Gopir Bhartur Padakamalyor Das Dasano Dasa. You are all servant of the husband of the Gopi Sri Krishna, and I am your servant's servant. If we always keep this sambandh in the mind, it's a matter of practice. Karata karata bhyas se jadamati hot sujan, rasari avat javat se sil par padat nisan. Even a silken rope has the ability to cut through the rock. If it continuously, keeps, rubbing against the rock. So similarly, if we form this habit and call Krishna with the relationship, call Krishna, address Krishna with whatever relationship we have with him, as a father, mother, whatever relationship we have, establish a relationship and call Krishna in that form. Call Radharani in that relationship. Look at Gaur Nitai in that relationship. And we will see how Krishna consciousness progresses. So I will stop here. Open up for any questions or any comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for taking us through the Snan Yatra, Gundicha Marjan, Rath Yatra, Hera Panchami. I'm sure everyone is feeling like, we should keep on continuing every day. And we can relish the whole chain of festivals. So I know you have limited time. I know all of us, most of us have also limited time. Any questions, any comments anyone has, any clarification about these festivals, these wonderful festivals, please unmute yourself. You can ask the question. Also, when I was listening today, of course, and always when I listen to you, Guru Maharaj always says we should take the darshan of Dham through our Karnendriya, through our ears, so that we can attract our heart towards Krishna's Dham, his names, his festivals. Otherwise, it all becomes a ritual until we understand the significance. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for filling our heart with wonderful pastimes. So we have wonderful festival coming up on July 8th. Of course, this Sunday we are going to celebrate Snan Yatra for Shri Jagannath, Baldev and Mother Subhadra. Very auspicious day to participate in the bathing ceremony of the Lord. So all of you are welcome. And of course, then the big day on Saturday, July 8th, is our Rath Yatra, when we will try to be in this consciousness that we just learned today and on last Friday, where we will try to immerse ourselves in that consciousness and participate in the festival in the right mood. Because otherwise it all becomes ritual. Then the real taste doesn't come.
Good evening, Prashant Prabhu. I want to say something.
Yes,
Hare Krishna, auntie. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Prashant Prabhu, you didn't go to Puri. You didn't go to that place. It doesn't mean anything. You practice what you say every day. That is more important than visiting the pilgrimages, in my view.
Thank you, Mother. I'm a good actor, and I'm able to convince that I practice what I say, but I try to, and keep your blessings on me that I'm able to practice what I am speaking also. So, thank you.
I thank you very much for your lecture.
Anyone else has anything to say? Can say anything, not necessarily question. We can unmute ourselves.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam.
Prabhuji, very sweet katha, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing it. Prabhuji, the Jagannath, the Ashtakam, the one which you shared, by Shankaracharya ji. So in that first one, there is two words like, Kalindi was used, and then Amarapati, I think you said it is for Indra, Amarapati or something.
Kadachita Kalindi Tata, Vipina Sangita Karava, Mudaviri Nari Vadana, Kamala Swada Madhupa, Rama Sambhu Brahma Amarapati, Ganesh Charita, Amarapati, Amarapati.
Amarapati. So Amarapati is like, is Amarapati, I mean, I'm just asking, to understand why Indra is Amarapati. Indra also dies like, after certain age, right?
True.
So my point here is, if you go to Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Krishna says is, Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravriti narjuna mamupedyat kunteya punarjanmang navidyate. He also said that, Tong tong bhukta swargalokam visalam khina punne martyolokam visanti ebang traidharma manuprapanna kamakama labhante. He also said in Sankhya Yoga that jatasya hi dhruvang mrityu dhruvang janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharjirtha natvang sochito maharshi. So Indra was born from Aditi and Kashyap ji and Aditi ji. So in that case, he's born. So if he's born, he's going to die. And we also understand that every kalpa there is new Indra, and current Indra is Purandar, and after that Bali Maharaj will come and all. So only person who is Amar is Lord Krishna, because he's never, there is no born for him. We say Krishna is prakat hue, ya Jagannath ji prakat hue. Unka koi, like, he's never going to burn and all, right? So in this case, what Shankaracharya is saying is Amarapati. So I was just trying to understand what is the meaning of Amarapati there actually.
So in the Shastra and in the Sringar Ras, Sringar meaning in the grammar, poetry, the Devatas, another name for Devatas is Amar. Another Amar is well, literally translated means one who has no death. But the reason they are called Amar is there is a time difference is very large between a life of a human being, a jiva on Mrityu-loka, and therefore this is called Mrityu-loka, that's called Swarga-loka. It's also called Amar-loka also sometimes. And they also have drank Amrit. So Amrit means one who drinks it will not die. Amrit. So ones who have drinken Amrit is Amar. But as you stated, the Devatas also, they leave their body. But by what Amar means is comparatively to all the other Jiva, who the duration of the body of a Jiv in Mrityu-lok is many times or significantly smaller than the duration of the body in the Swargaloka or in the form of a Devta. For example, in the monsoon, when we have candle in India, when monsoon's there, right? There are some insects, they just appear when the rain starts coming. They just appear and they just die within few minutes. Their life duration is only that much. So compared to a human being who's living like 60, 80 years, that insect is only living like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so sometimes less than 2 minutes. So in comparison to them, we may feel like we are Amar, and they have a very, because in their in their society, 20 minutes life is like a very long life. So because the shastras and a lot of grammar, everything is used in with keeping the living entities in Mrityu-lok in the center. Therefore, the Devatas are called Amara, but they are not Amar. They also drink Amrit, right? Like Mohini Murti gave Amrit to them, but they all passed away after a while. I mean, when the pralay happens, they go. When their life is over, they go. They leave their body. But because they live a long duration of life, they are all called Amar. I hope I answer. Therefore, the king of that them is called Amarpati, which is Indra.
Yes, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
I just wanted to make a point that in the Rath Yatra also, as we help pull the Rath of Jagannath Swami to bring him towards Vrindavan, we have to see that each and every person who comes to Rath Yatra, knowingly or unknowingly, is trying to help Jagannath go to Vrindavan. So when we serve them prasadam, when we cook prasadam for them, when we try to even entertain them, clean up garbage, everything we are doing is to aid the gopis in bringing Krishna to Vrindavan. So if we look at each and every service in that way, and knowing that not one service is bigger or smaller than other, it's in eye of Krishna, all services are same. It's a matter of cultivation. Every Rath Yatra, we practice this consciousness. And slowly, even Jagannath is sitting in most of the devotees' house, whether in a picture form or in a wooden form. So when we see them, we have to practice seeing them. I mean, if Jagannath is sitting, the house is Vrindavan right there. And Radha Sharad Bihar is sitting, the house is Vrindavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra is sitting on the altar. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is seeing Jagannath as Vrindavan Gopi Ganapati. So Gopi Bhartu. So we have to aid that mood. हम कुछ और भावना लेके मंदिर में जाएंगे, then we will, tarnish the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At certain times, certain kind of lila, you only want to discuss with certain kind of devotees, right? Because certain kind of presence or consciousness will not ignite the right mood. So we have to, if we enter the temple, the mood in the temple is of Vrindavan, and we cannot go there with sulky face, do prajalpa about other people, and come and Jagannath is sitting and cancel. What is here? We are talking about Vrindavan and all this thing, and this guy is coming, and it's like you're watching a nice movie, and somebody comes and talks about some other topic and goes away, or things like that. So I don't know how to explain that very well, but I hope you get the point.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And when you were reciting this beautiful composition by Sri Shankaracharya. One of the important point was to be selfless and determined. So that's a good reminder for us that we should reach out to as many as people possible and invite them for the festival. It's not, of course, it's about marketing because we're marketing for the Lord, but the purpose is very, very great. We want them to come and hear Harinam, eat Prashadam, take darshan of the Lord. Just by touching the rope of the cart itself can ignite the Krishna Prem or some attachment towards Krishna. That's the beauty and power.
Knowingly or unknowingly, we are serving gopis by doing that. The gopis will positively be disposed towards us.
Yes. So please do it. Consider it very, very important activity to reach out and invite. They may come, they may not come. It's their choice, but we should definitely reach out to others.
Karmanna
And-
eva adhikaraste. We only have adhikar to do karma.
And very important point. Yes, Guruji, sorry.
No, sorry, I jumped in the middle.
No, I was just reminding myself of the wonderful point you ended or concluded today's session was about how to cultivate the sambandh relationship with Lord and with devotees. So very important part of that is we should try to get engaged in at least some small, big, whatever level of service, at least for the Lord. And there are a lot of service opportunities. We are continue to post on the group. So all of you are welcome to choose any small, in some way or the another. There are various ways. We should get connected with it because that's the sure, short way to cultivate our relationship with the Lord. Seva. So any seva you would like, even that is not listed in that catalog, something you can come up and you can offer yourself for the Lord. With that, I think I'm done for today. Again, all of you are invited. Any other last questions, last comments before we conclude the session for today? Okay. If not, next Friday, everyone next Friday is a long weekend, so we'll not have the session. And then following weekend will be the Rath Yatra, I believe. So we'll look forward to see all of you in Rath Yatra. We have a welcome Kirtan on Friday, something we are doing for the first time on the desire and request of His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj. So Friday, 7th July, we'll have the welcome Kirtan for Lord Jagannath, and Saturday, July 8th will be the actual Rath Yatra. And we'll have another program on Monday in Reading that we just got a request from His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj. He really want to be in Reading and bless us on that Monday, but please wait for more information on that program. I will share soon. So we'll see you in person on that Friday, July 7th and July 8th. And of course, then in our regular program, not regular, but a special program on the following Monday. So thank you everyone for joining this evening. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for taking us through this wonderful, wonderful Rath Yatra and all the pre and post festivals. And I hope we can remember all the important points you mentioned and you stressed on to implement in our consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Uncle.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Bol.
pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shrila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Jagannath ki jai. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
That's what I'm afraid.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Good night.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Not for me.
No, you're right.
For everyone.
all of us, absolutely.